Morning, folks. It's late morning. It's about 11. Um, I got out here late this morning on purpose. I'm gonna sit in this spot until dark. I've been sitting out here in the mornings, daylight to about noon, and I've seen some deer in here, but I haven't seen them like I've wanted to, or I thought I would. And I'm not running cameras this year, so I ain't got a camera in there that I can put out and see when they're moving through there. If it's better in the mornings, evenings, or if it's just at random, or are they mostly at night. So I've sat in this spot a few mornings, and I've seen a few deer, but it just ain't, with the sign that I'm seeing in there, it just ain't matching up. So I'm gonna sit till dark today and see if maybe there's better movement, maybe afternoon, evening. It's just a little spot in here. It's not anything like, it's just a little travel corridor, where they're just going from point A to point B. And but there's a lot of tracks in there. There's some right in front of my stand, about 30-40 yards. There's a couple scrapes, a good trail crossing the creek, and they're moving through there, but I just got to figure out when. And it might just be one of them things where it's kind of at random, and you just got to get lucky and be there at the right time. So I'm gonna sit till dark and see if I see anything better in the evenings here. So just trying to get the spot figured out. So I'm about to get everything ready, get it walked in there, and once I get up in the stand, I'll kind of tell you a little more about the area that I'm in and why I'm hunting there. So I'll catch y'all when I get to the stand. All right. I've made it up into the stand, and this spot right here is just a travel corridor. They're not, coming through feeding or anything. It's not a feeding area. Now they will hit a little bit of browse through here. You can walk around and see where they've nipped the tips off of little vines and stuff like that. But this is mainly just travel. It's just a little spot right here. Everything around me is pretty thick. It's thick. And so they're moving through here, through this thick stuff, where they feel secure at. Well, right over here is a clear cut, and that clear cut comes out, and the end of it's kind of like right in here somewhere. I'm about 100 yards from the clear cut, maybe a little further. Well, there's a creek that runs right down in front of me out here, about maybe 50 or 60 yards. And that creek runs up and then cuts up and goes up through that clear cut. And so that clear cut goes way on over that way. And so it splits that clear cut. And them deer are following that creek bed, that bottom, down through that clear cut. And they're coming around this way, and they're coming around the clear cut right here and cutting across the creek over there and cutting back up the other side of this clear cut. And there's a food plot about 500 yards or so right over there. So you got two clear cuts, creek bottom goes up the hill, when they cross the creek goes up the hill, and that's private property, and then there's a food plot over there. So this is just travel for them. And then also that trail kind of goes down the creek this way and goes back off into, keeps following down the creek. So coming, you know, both ways, from this way, that way. So you just got to be here when they come through. And like I said, I've been sitting here a few mornings, or I've sat here a few mornings, and I've seen deer, but not like I was expecting to. So I'm sitting this evening, or I'm sitting late now, and I'm gonna sit till dark and see if, you know, maybe it's better in the evenings. Maybe I can catch them coming through here, heading to that food plot in the evenings or something like that. You know, they might be coming through here more in the mornings before daylight, coming from that food plot. You know, coming down in here, and maybe they're bedding back in here or over there somewhere in this thick stuff. I'm sure that clear cut's got some bedding in it, you know, so just gotta be here and find out, you know, what's actually going on. So, but two, we're starting to get into the rut down here, and those bucks are really starting to move, and so they will use that creek bottom to move through them clear cuts, cruising for does, and then come around here and then cut up that hill, and they can cruise by this clear cut, you know, by this side of the clear cut and that food plot. They can just cut right up through the woods up there, cruising for does, you know. So, you know, I might be able to catch a buck cruising through here, you know, just traveling through here, cruising. So, or maybe some does come through here and a buck comes in behind them. We'll just have to see. But this is a good spot. That trail comes down from over here, cuts right beside me right here, and then comes out in front of me, and it goes and crosses that creek, goes up that hill on this side of the clear cut, and so they can go up there and split between the clear cut and that food plot. It's a pretty good sized food plot, and I've looked on it seen it on the maps on X. Or they can come down here and they can keep following that creek down. So, and there's right there before you get to the creek, there's a nice scrape down there. I went and looked at it yesterday when I got down at the stand. There's a lot. It's still fresh, a lot of tracks in it. And that, from that scrape to the creek, I mean, it's beat down. There's deer tracks all in it, so I know they're moving through here. I gotta figure out when they are. You know, and it may be mostly at night, who knows. But I ain't running cameras this year, so I didn't want to run cameras because I wanted to try to figure things out without cameras, but it's tough when you ain't got a camera. You really got to put time into these places and sit and not see anything or see, so, you know, to figure out stuff, you know. Cameras make things a lot easier, but I don't know. I may have to go against what I want to do and put a camera down there to see, because I mean, I don't want to spend a lot of time in the spot, and it's, you know, and they're mostly moving through here at dark. But I mean, I have seen some deer. I've seen a few deer come through here. I just thought it would be a little more, but you just never know when that old buck's gonna walk through. Well, I'm gonna get off of here for a little bit and see what happens. We got a long time before dark. I mean, it's just now about 11:30. So anything can happen between now and then. food plot. It really ain't no telling where he's going. But he followed that trail just like I figured, just like I figured. Now I just need a shooter to come by and do the same thing. Just had that little button head walk by, but at the same time there was a cowboy behind me. That button buck, he came from across the creek over there, walked back behind me, and I wish I could have got it all on camera, but they were grunting back and forth at each other. It was pretty cool. They just kind of walked on back behind me, kept going that way, so maybe they starting to move a little bit. Maybe old big boy will come through here in a minute. Can only hope. I got a buck coming down the hill right there. He's coming too. He didn't come this way. He went that way. He's back behind all that cover back there. All that thick stuff. I don't know if he's still there or not. I don't know. He's down. He's down. All right, that's what I'm talking about. So my buddy, I didn't even know he was out here. He called me. He was like, "Did you shoot?" Well, I texted him. I told him. I said, texted him buck down, and so he called me. He said, was that you that shot? I said, yeah. He's like, well, I'm out here putting a camera up. He's like, you need some help? I'll walk over there. So he's walking over here. I'm about to get down, walk over there and look at my buck. And man, I'm pumped, man. I mean, he ain't a real big one, but man, I'm pumped. I'm pumped about a deer, man. I don't care. Yeah, I'm pumped. So I'm about to get down, go over there, wait for my buddy to get here. We're gonna get him back to the boat. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. All right, so I'm walking over here. Here he is, right there. Well, he ain't a bad one. He ain't a bad public land buck. What? 6 point. He ain't a bad one at all. All right.
we're gonna try this and see how it goes. I'm hoping he comes right down into the boat. Now, close enough. Oh, these vines. I love vines. All right, it's in the boat. All right, so I'm back at the boat ramp, got the buck back there. Been talking with some people up here, it done got dark on me, so I'm using the tail lights for light. But there he is, right there. About to get back to the house, put some meat in the freezer. But appreciate y'all for joining in and watching. And hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hopefully there'll be some more videos like this before the season ends. But once season ends, then we're getting into fishing, so always got something. But appreciate y'all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Throw some comments out there, let me know how I'm doing. And remember that Jesus loves you, and so do I. Y'all have a blessed rest of your day, and seek God, get into the Word, and see how He can change your life. And I will catch y'all on the next Florida Outdoor Sportsman adventure.